You are now back inside with Noni Ayana, adult content for mature audiences only. Tonight we are talking about body image and self-pleasure for women. So, now we're going to talk about self-touch and the stigma around touching yourself. And I wanted to ask, why is it that we'd rather someone else touch us than to experience touching ourselves? Why is that? I think that's really odd. Which is interesting because self-touch is actually safer. The vagina, I think, is often spoken about. It's often spoken about in a very sex-negative tone. The vagina has been sexualized to the point that the very ones with a vagina, they grow up to see this part of the female body as dirty, something that is forbidden, including our preoccupation with purity. Society, both men and women, see the vagina as something that is not naturally clean. When you think of the vagina or the pussy, we tend to think of an unpleasant aroma. The thought of the vagina is automatically, synonymously related to sex, although the vagina has many functions. Much like breasts, we have sexualized the female anatomy so much that we ignore their many functions. This is due to many things like media, advertisements, the lack of sexuality education in various spaces, including school, home, conversations between the parent and the child, and so on. This also has to do with the commodification of the female body and how we place value or the lack thereof on sexual health, anatomy, and certain sexual behaviors. So why don't we want to put, ladies particularly, why don't you want to put your hands down there? Do you feel as though your body is dirty? Why do you feel dirty? Didn't you bathe? You wipe yourself with tissue after urination or a bowel movement. Some would say, well, I'm using tissue. I'm not actually touching myself. So I then ask, why so much discomfort when there is skin-to-skin contact? Are you that afraid of yourself? Now, brothers, they quick to put their hands on their penis. You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, they're doing something with it. I don't know too many men that have a hard time grasping the idea of holding their penises in their hand. But we have many, many women that literally it grosses them out, the idea of touching their own vagina. Which is weird. I wonder if men come across women that don't want to touch themselves. That is like really interesting. Like have you dated women that were afraid to touch themselves? Because you got women that are afraid to touch themselves in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to masturbate in front of you. Like masturbation is like this, it's like this private thing. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to touch themselves. Fuck that. I'm about to get this cum on. We done fucked, or I need to masturbate. Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, TMI. So, yes, thank you. Someone on Periscope is like, yeah, you got, this is true. That's what I'm saying. You have some women that don't want to touch themselves, which is troubling. You know what I'm saying? It's really troubling. So I'm asking, like, I really want to know, what are you experiencing? Are you experiencing like shame? Is it guilt? Is it fear of the unknown? Like, why should I want to be, and so I guess someone would ask, why should I want to be able to touch myself? Like, what's the big deal? Well, I suggest getting to know yourself. Now, you know me, I'm just a sexologist. But I suggest you get to know yourself in that way. Self-awareness can take you a long way, including knowledge of the body, okay? If you desire, listen to me very carefully, okay? If you desire to understand yourself on a higher level, if you want to experience better sex, okay? If you want to be able to communicate to your partner exactly what parts of you to stimulate to reach orgasm, or simply to reach a higher or another level of sexual arousal, okay? If you want to increase self-confidence and be more positive, and have a more positive body image and not feel disgust when you look in the mirror or try on certain clothes, if you want to feel sexy, learning about your body and being able to touch yourself is one of the best approaches to accomplishing all of these wishes and more. Okay? Say for instance, this is for an example. Say for instance, the position you hold at your job, right? You tend to not be as confident about your position if your job duties are not very clear, right? Okay. This affects job performance. You're not as confident, right? Why? Because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Okay. However, when you learn your duties, you develop your skill, you keep at it to the point where you kind of become an expert at what you're doing, right? And when you become the expert, you feel more confident about your skills and what you can do. You may feel anything that comes your way. You know what I'm saying? You don't doubt that you can handle it, right? There's less room for doubt because there's so much confidence, okay? And you tend to choose to feel good once you have some goodness to pull from, okay? Confidence feels great. Confidence is stimulating. Confidence is even arousing in its own right, okay? Same thing with touching your body, all right? Many of you don't really know what's going on down there. Many women, they don't know what's going on down there in the pussy. They just, they quickly dress it. They stick the tampon, they use the pad, they do all this stuff, but you don't really know what's going on in the vagina, on your vulva. You don't really know. You shave it, but a lot of women don't take the time to literally get a mirror and look at it. Look at it, pull the lips open it up. I mean, it's your body. Why the hell not? It ain't like you got an audience. We ain't there watching you do it. This is in the privacy of your own space. You don't want to look at your own body? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, many of you don't know what's going on down there, and that's the problem. So a lot of times what you do find or what you do know, it's like you found on your like social media timeline somewhere. And a lot of times, though, that information is severely inaccurate. Okay. Same thing as a job. You learn as you go. Okay. So you learn as you go. I'm not saying that you're going to know everything about your body in one trip. I'm just saying, take some time to really see who you are. Look at your nude body. Explore your nude body. Okay. Educate yourself. And the more you know, the more confident you become. This is how self-esteem can be developed. Okay? It's easy to feel disgusted because you don't know what's going on down there. So I'm going to pull out a diagram of a vagina. Let me see if I can find it. Let me find it real quick. Hold on. I'm going to pull out this diagram, show it to my peoples. Let's see if I can. Oh, that pussy is big. Anyway, so I'm gonna put my screen. Okay, so for my Periscope viewers, you get to look at the diagram, right? So for those who are listening, you can easily pull up this image on Google. This particular one I think is the best one. Okay, so here we have the diagram. So for the lips, we call them lips, but it's actually the labia. Those are the lips. So as you can see, you have the labia minora, the labia majora is the outer lip, I guess you could call it. Okay. And majora meaning like the major labia. And then you have the labia minora, right? Which is obviously the smaller version. That's why I say minor. Minor is the key word there for labia minora. All right. And then you have the urethral opening there. That's where the pee come out. You have a lot of people who don't know where the urine comes from. So now you see the urethral opening. I even suggest if you're with someone, if you're with a partner right now, let them look. Or go get a mirror, take off your drawers, and take a look yourself, okay? Nothing wrong with that, okay? And so then you have the urethral opening, and this, as you can see above that, Right above that, the urethral opening, is the glands of the clitoris. Very much, it has all those nerve endings like the glands of the penis, right? And then we have the mons pubis, which is the that's where all the hair is and all that good stuff. And if you look down, let me see down here, right? That's the perineum. Did you all know that perineum? That's a really sensitive area there. A lot of women like to be licked there. That area between the anus and the fourchette is what I call it, or fourchette, right there. That little area is a very sensitive area there, and a lot of people like to be licked right there. Yeah, that's an erogenous zone actually. Here, ladies and gentlemen that are not on Periscope who can't see what I'm looking at, that there is an erogenous zone as well, the labia majora. Because right behind that, let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Right behind that is this here. So you got the clitoris there. As you can see, it kind of forms like a wishbone type of thing. All that is stimulated is what I want you to know. I know we tend to focus on the head because that's all we can see, and that's all you can put your tongue on. But that behind it, this part right here, all that is an erogenous zone, okay? So when you hit those nerves right there, all this feels real good right there, okay? That's what I'm saying. And, there's the vaginal opening. That's what a fella's like to be, right there. Yeah, okay? So let me go back to the other picture. And by the way, I wanted to show this one here because this is the vaginal canal, right? That's the vaginal canal. For those who are listening, I'm showing the vaginal canal. And then right here is right behind, towards the end of the canal is the cervix, okay? And fellas, when you're inside and you feel your penis hitting something up in there, that's what you hitting. You hitting that donut-like thing right there, the cervix, okay? And a little bit more education, okay? When a woman is on her cycle, the blood is actually coming out of that little donut hole right there. And for those who are pregnant, it looks a little different versus someone who has not had a baby, okay? And this right here is the cervix. And just a little bit more education before we go on. Right here on the inside, okay, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of men don't understand this. When the woman is pregnant, that's where the baby is. So when you are having sex with her, the baby's head is not here. That's the cervix. Okay? There are several layers protecting that child. A lot of men seem to believe that when they have sex, the baby's head, literally, just the bare head, is right here where the cervix is. And I'm trying to tell you, you cannot be more ignorant. Okay? That's the cervix. The baby is up in here, okay? So please understand that. If you are having sex, you are not hitting the baby's head. You are tapping the cervix. Lord. Anyway, I'm sorry, that was my little soapbox. Because, please, spread the news, okay? Because some of y'all don't know what it looked like on the inside. Some of the women don't know either. This is why sexuality education, comprehensive sexuality education is so freaking important. Okay? So I just had to give you that. I know it ain't about masturbation, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, let me go back to Anyway, so back to self-touch. Okay, so we're talking about the vagina and all that good stuff, and yeah, where am I? I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to find my notes. I got lost. I got on my soapbox and I just kind of went crazy. But anyway, yes. When it comes to touching your body, you need to understand all those erogenous zones and understand when it comes to the pussy, okay? Knowing what it looks like and what you're working with and what you're touching, okay? That's all I'm saying. So I found another site that gave some really good information on 20 ways to get in touch with your body. I'm not going to read all 20 because my time is running out. I wasn't expecting to talk so long. But I wanted to mention some of them because I think some of these are awesome. 20 ways to get in touch with your body. The website is called mindbodygreen.com. Okay. And I'm just going to mention some of the ways that they were saying you can get in touch with your body. Let's see. One says walk barefoot more often. Connecting with the earth is so important in order to remain grounded and calm. So kick off your shoes and get some barefoot time. I agree with that. Explore what your body feels like. Okay. And I'm going to go right into masturbation after this. So explore what your body feels like. We are so used to navigating life with our eyes through what we see. Close your eyes and become curious. What does my body feel like? What's it like to be in my skin? Here's another one that I thought was great. Massage lotion into your body slowly and gently. Okay, it says we often rush through this part of our post-shower routine, but rather than thinking of it as an annoying task, make it a daily pleasure ritual. And I got to thinking maybe that's why I'm so in love with my own body, because when I get out the shower, I rub my entire body down with coconut oil. Yeah, so I'm like all chocolate and glistening and looking like a big old piece of candy. But no, seriously, but yeah, I literally rub my body down. I take the time to, and it's relatively quick, to be honest with you. It's not like I don't move that slow, but I really take the time to rub that oil down on each leg and then my ass, because I'm pretty well endowed. So it takes a little time to rub that oil on my ass. So my arms and I, you know what I'm saying? So it's saying, massage your body and really get to know your body and your skin. Okay. Number 4, send love to the parts of your body that you dislike, particularly on those areas of your body that you dislike. Practice placing your hands on these areas and explore what that area feels like without judgment. So I definitely suggest, ladies, when it comes to your pussy, okay, what it's suggesting here is that you put your hand down there and feel what it's like. Feel the hair, feel the lips, pull the lips apart. Y'all should be doing this when you bathe and shit. But feel it. Rub it slowly, that sort of thing, to see what it really feels like. And you'll be amazed at what you will find will turn you on if you do that, okay? So it says practice placing your hands on those areas and explore what that area feels like without judgment. In other words, empty your mind of all those negative thoughts and think of the beauty of being able to explore your body alone in your private space. And you know what I'm saying? Men do it. They got their hand on their dick all the damn. They love their dick. Men love their penises. Ladies, do you understand that? And I think boys, when they start, they're taught to embrace, their little manhoods, and they just going around shifting it and changing it and moving all about. Women, we're taught it's almost like we're taught to stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? But brothers keep their hands on their penises. I'm just like, really? It's, it's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing more masculine to me than watching a man grab his dick. I don't know why that is. It's just, I don't know, something super cute about that for me. But I think women should really learn to embrace that because it's your body. So why the hell not? Wouldn't you rather do it on yourself than somebody doing it to you? You know what I'm saying? Why the hell not? So like I said, send love to those parts of your body that you dislike. Okay. Let me see what I can find here. Oh, here's another one that I really love. If you can feel uncomfortable, if it can feel uncomfortable at first, but being in your most natural state is a wonderful sign of self-acceptance. Sleeping naked more often. Yes, that is a wonderful way to get to know your body. Sleeping naked. Yes. Yes. On those hot summer days. And it's really sexy. You're sleeping with your partner. You're sleeping naked. There's nothing more wonderful than around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and both of y'all naked, and you sleeping on your side. You ain't really sleep, but you sleeping on your side because you already know spooning leads to forking. You know what I'm saying? So you sleeping on your side. He kind of took that ass up and he just slided right on it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's why you need to sleep naked. So this is what this article is saying, is that's a great way to really enjoy your body and love the skin you're in, is by sleeping naked, because you're not hiding from yourself. You're not covering it up from yourself. Why would you do that? It's you. Okay. Another one that I agree with, it says dress in a soulful way. By that I mean to dress up in a way that really shows who you are. The way you dress your body is a way to honor its authenticity, and say, you deserve to wear beautiful things because I love you. Yes, that's how I am. People who have spent a lot of time around me know that I love my summer dresses. I love my dresses. I love the flow. I love to feel real queenie and African princess. Drums playing, are drumming as I'm walking out. Flowers are blooming. Animals are mating. That's how I be feeling. I be feeling like I'm just the damn shit. Okay. And it's a body appreciation. It really is. Even during the times where I felt like my body wasn't perfect, but I was still so in love with my chocolatiness. I was, because I was just like, this is awesome. It's awesome. I love it. I love my complexion. I love my body. I love my breasts. I love why not? Hell. I guess that's why I was a stripper for 6 years, because I was like, well, shit, if I enjoy it, everybody else should enjoy it too. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about it. So that's another way to really enjoy the body. Yes, I'm really digging these the comments here with the bathing suit. But yeah, that's another way to like totally love your body, is by dressing it up in things that make you feel good, clothing that make you feel sexy, clothing that makes you want to love the body that you're in. This one I like. Explore what it feels like to be touched by someone or something. What do you take when you are the one being touched? How does someone else's touch feel against your skin? That's another one. Some more so I can get on into masturbation, because I'm running out of time. Move your body in new ways. If you are a runner, try belly dancing. If you are a yogi, try kickboxing. The key is to approach this in a playful way and not as a perfectionist. Yes. In other words, you're trying new shit. I understand that you're not perfect. You're not the best dancer. You're not the best pole dancer. You're not the best at yoga or whatever. But what it's saying is, get out there and explore and be bold and you know what I'm saying? And just explore you over and over and over and over again. That's what life really should be about. Just exploring all those different parts of you that you've never explored before. So it's just going to give you a whole new appreciation to who you are and to your body, and just loving yourself. Okay. Another one they say is get massages. Touch is such an important aspect of our existence, and getting your muscles moved in massages is key in order to feel light, flexible, and at ease in your body. Another suggestion they have is look at your full body in the mirror and speak to yourself kindly. Compliment yourself on your legs and arms, your hair, your eyes, your midsection. Go on a scavenger hunt to find your beauty. Smile at yourself, okay? Damn. Anyway, so let's get back to my notes here, because now we can get into masturbation. We're going to end on the note of masturbation. I'm going to play this this video if I can get to it. Let's see. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Crap. I'm trying to copy the link. Come on, freaking thing. This is acting funky. All right. Let's see here. Oh, my computer don't want to act right. Shit. Anyway, I'm gonna get it in a minute. But masturbation and self-pleasure. Okay, so now we get to the full, the real deal of wanting to touch yourself. And masturbation is an awesome way to learn how to love your body, because you're truly exploring your body when you masturbate. And I've explained the anatomy. I showed you what the vagina and the vulva looks like. I showed you what's happening behind. You all need a second look at that, just for the people who might have just joined in, right? So this is the, hold on, let's, somebody come on, some demonstrate. Now, you know I'm not going to put my on freaking, so, all right, so you see the clitoris, right? And you can, when you masturbate, there's so many different things you can rub on, because there are many nerve endings behind that, behind the labia majora and the labia minora, and the vaginal entrance vaginal entrance. Jeez, I cannot talk tonight. And so there are things you can do. Now, what people must understand always mean that you are touching your vagina with your fingers. I think a lot of women are grossed out about that. There is nothing wrong with touching your vagina with your hands. Just make sure they're clean, right? Make sure they're clean and all that good stuff. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted here. But make sure your hands are clean. Women, really, you should be able to touch your own body and just explore, okay? So that's what we're talking about. And where's my notes here? So you're touching yourself, right? And you can feel around on the clitoris. You can rub the clitoris. Some women like a little lubricant, right? Some people use spit, which is okay. Some women are so wet that they don't really need to add lubricant for that particular reason, at least, okay? One of my favorites, let me see if I can find it. So one of my favorite lubricants is Sliquid. I don't know if you all can see that. So Sliquid, it's called Sliquid Organics, and it is botanically infused. And what I like about Sliquid is that it's glycerin and paraben free. And this particular lubricant has, there's an ingredient in here that heightens the sensitivity. And it says provide a deep, pleasurable, stimulating sensation during use. So you can dab a little bit of this on the tip of your finger or however much lubricant you may need. Now, when it comes to masturbation, I know men are different, right? So it depends on, you know, some men like spit, some men like a lot of lubrication, some men don't like as much lubrication, but the key is that you can still experience the friction. So ladies, if you masturbate and if you put too much lube, you know, the fingers can get really slippery and you don't really get to rub on that clitoris and stimulate it like you want to, because there still needs to be some friction so you can feel it. If it's too slippery, then you might not be able to feel it. So that's something you have to consider, right? But I do like this particular lubricant, and I often, you can't really see it because of this light. It's messing with it, but it's called Sliquid. But I do like that one. That's one of my faves. And I think I have some other stuff down here. I brought my little box that I take when I do workshops and stuff like that. Did you know that they have an antiseptic spray? This is called Deep Throat. This is called Deep Throat. It's like an antiseptic, oral anesthetic spray. I can't even say anesthetic. And this is wild cherry, but you spray this and it numbs your throat and you can deep throat. That's what that is. I just happen to find that in my little kit. And did you know that they even have comfortably numb oral sex mints? Did you know that? You can pop a mint and numb your throat, and next thing you know, she's deep throating. Bam. I got all kind of crap in here. Remember when I was talking earlier about the article and I was saying you can blindfold yourself? You can blindfold yourself in the privacy of your own home. Yes, wild cherry. You can blindfold yourself. You know, put a little blindfold on. And what it does, blindfolding is, it just kind of like heightens the senses, right? So because you can't see, you know, you heighten your smell, your hearing, your touch, everything is heightened at that point, okay? So you can blindfold yourself while you masturbate, right? Some people learn how to masturbate watching porn. It's okay, but everyone has their particular style. There was a study done, I want to say it was Masters and Johnson, who are known sexuality pioneers in research, who they conducted a study. I think it was several hundred or maybe even several thousand women that masturbated. And they said not one woman masturbated the same way. Not one. Everybody was different. Right? Awesome. So you can develop your own technique. Just like men have, you have some men who only grab the head and masturbate. You have some men who like to pull along the entire shaft and masturbate. You have some men that they have to rub on the groin while they masturbate. You have, there's so many different techniques to that. So you just have to find what works for you. And that's why I say explore your body, because the more you explore your body, the more in tune you'll become with what is pleasurable to you. And you'll know how to get yourself off almost immediately. For some, immediately. You know what I'm saying? So another addition to you masturbating, right? So this is like a little anal bead there. So some women like to go the extra mile and insert the anal bead when they masturbate, because it doesn't have to just be your fingers. You can play with the toys too. What I love about the beads is that you can kind of like gradually increase in size, unlike the butt plug, where it's kind of like, the butt plug can be very intimidating. But if you just put this little bad boy in by the tip, it's like, okay, not a big deal. And then you go from there, because you feel it, you put enough lube in there, and it's like, ooh, I think I could take a little bit more, and then you go in there. So some women like double penetration when they masturbate. I'm just saying it's an option, okay? So you have these types of beads, and this is like a rubbery, there you go, right? And then I have another one. So I have another set of beads here. These are the ones that people typically see. It's longer, and then it has the flared bottom. The reason why you have the flared bottom is so you can easily pull out, because if you don't have the flared bottom, I've seen many people come to the emergency room with stuff, stuck up in there. They couldn't pull it out. Any anal toy that you have needs to have a flared bottom, and you need to make sure you use plenty of lube. Plenty of lubrication. Okay? And you're going to need a little bit more than spit. I know some brothers feel like spit is it, but you need a lube, okay? You need a lube. You need a water-based, oil-based, whatever your choice, but you need a better lube, okay? So you can use these beads. This is, someone asked, do you think most women should own a silver bullet? I think I have a bullet. Let me see. Damn it, I thought I had a bullet, but I don't. Bullets are cool. They're really small. You can definitely hit right on the head, literally, with a bullet. So I think bullets are great. As long as you are, educated on how to use it. I've heard of some women burning the hell out of some bullets. Like, they will tear them things up. I'm like, some of the bullets I've tested, like on my hand, were so freaking strong. And then the salesman is like, yeah, they burn these up too. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how much stimulation can your pussy take? The fuck? But you got some women, they like the strong vibration. Okay, super strong vibration. Yes. Many women use the bullet when they masturbate. So yeah, a bullet would be great. Okay, I think that would be awesome if you use the bullet. Now you can also use one of my favorites in my nifty Noni Ayana in a satin bag. Of course, you can always use the dildo, right? So you can use the dildo, and you can put him in. And some women like being able to penetrate a dildo or a dong inside the vagina while rubbing on the clitoris. This is mine. His name is Rico. He's black, and he has a really fat head. You know what I'm saying? This is Rico. Rico got like the nice sized balls there. Okay. So anyway, some women like that. And they have some awesome dildos out there that are like really flesh-like. Those are a bit more expensive. than the one I have here. Like this one, the one that I have is kind of like a cheaper version. You know, it's only for demonstration, what have you. But they do have some that are like truly like really lifelike. They're like really awesome, and you can use those when you masturbate. So like I said, masturbation is not just for the fingers. So ladies, if you feel uncomfortable touching yourself, which I've given you suggestions as to how you can be the benefits of learning your body in that way. If you feel more comfortable using a dildo or something like this, something you can insert where you're not exactly touching yourself, I still go for that too, because that can kind of take you in a new direction as well. That, you know what I'm saying? And the good thing about this is that it's safe. You know what I'm saying? You can clean it on your own. You got to worry about getting no STD. Like, for real. That's the great thing about self-discovery. It's all safe. Now, so we talked about, you know, different ways you can masturbate with your fingers, with lubrication, you can add toys to your technique. You know, some people have to get all the way naked. Some people don't have to get naked. Some people have to have the lights off. I've heard of people like, you know, lighting candles and using, you know, scented candles, or using lubricants that have what I have, like the heightened sensation or the warming or a cooling sensation. Some people masturbate to pornography. Some people just simply masturbate to whatever is going on in their minds. They can imagine being in a certain scene or a certain space. You have some people who masturbate thinking about their partners. People masturbate thinking about their partners and someone else. They may not ever do it in real life. But they think about their partner fucking someone else, okay? People masturbate that way. So, I mean, there are many images that people use to masturbate with. And the length of masturbation can range anywhere from a few minutes to 30 minutes. Everybody has their own technique. Everyone has their own time, a length of time that it takes for them to climax. Don't assume that, you know, masturbation is supposed to be a certain way. It's really about you and how your body works and what feels good to you. Okay. So, you know, all of those things you can take in mind. Now, this is another reason why activities like yoga that focus on meditation is awesome, because it teaches you how to stay focused and really learn how to live and thrive in that moment. The beauty is that you can take this focus and use it during masturbation and during sex. Oddly enough, some people have difficulty focusing during sex, but find focusing to be relatively easy during masturbation. So perhaps it should be another one of my focuses. I don't know, teaching people how to be more focused during sex, or especially at the point of, you know, stimulating them to orgasm. Mutual masturbation is also quite awesome. Yeah. And that's definitely a way to like really get to know your body and your partner's body. You know, making sure that everything's clean, hands are clean, and, you know, using lubricants and all that kind of stuff. So mutual masturbation can be a really awesome sensual and sexual session. It does not have to be, it does not have to follow with intercourse. You can literally just have that time to explore each other's bodies and get to know each other in that way. And you both can climax and you be okay. I know some guys feel like it's you know, whenever they touch in the pussy, they just got to be in it. I get it. But what I'm saying is, if you want to try a new level of intimacy with your partner, then that's a way you can do it, is what I'm saying. I hate that my video would not play. So yeah, some women, I've heard of women masturbating like in the tub where they let the water run on their clitoris with a shower head. I've even seen some video with a woman rubbing their bodies up against a surface like a couch or like the edge of the bed or something like that. There's another way to, I don't know if you would consider it masturbation, but there is another technique where the man and the woman, they are directly in front of each other, but the penis is not inside, and he's literally rubbing the pelvic bone up against the clitoris. That's a way to stimulate the clitoris to orgasm. So it's many ways to masturbate. So many ways. Okay. Why don't people masturbate? They feel dirty about it. They feel dirty because maybe all along they were taught, their religion, that you're not supposed to touch yourself. And especially within the Black community, we don't really talk about that. We don't really talk about masturbation because it's almost like touching yourself. You're like a freak, you're nasty or whatever. But my thing is, if it's your body, I should be able to touch my body whenever the hell I want to. And I don't give a damn what you say about it or how you feel about it. It's my shit. It's my shit. So why can't I touch it? That's all I'm saying. It's mine. I want to do what makes me feel good, and it keeps me STD free. It keeps me, I don't get pregnant from it. I ain't got to get consent from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? It's just all around safer. I don't understand what the big deal is, but I know a lot of it has to do with religion, and I think the Catholics believe that masturbation is a sin and different things like that. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But so that's what you have. I have all my little toys out, my little, gotta love the beads. They have these in glow in the dark. You can glow in the dark. I know some people who like to, have this sticking out of the anus while the man is inside. He loves the visual. Yeah. I like this one too. This is really cute. And this one feels different. This one is softer than this one. This is like really hard. This one is like soft and has a little bit more give, which is what you want in the anus shit. But yeah, so we're talking about masturbation. We've talked about self-pleasure. We've talked about body image. I've covered a lot tonight. I really have. I hope you all have learned something. I do. Thank you all, Periscope, for joining me. My next show is November 7th, I believe. So not the Sunday coming, but the Sunday after. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know. Maybe y'all can give me some suggestions as to what I should talk about next. So thank you for joining me. It's been wonderful. So yeah. So you can keep watching the video, of course, because I think it's up for the next 24 hours is what they say. And I may post it to my website, insidewithnoniayana.com. Go to my website. And I have everything on there, from vaginal health to men's health to women's health. I talk a lot about marriage. And what triggered this particular show was that I just recently did a video on the soft cup, which is a menstrual cup. And I had a friend of mine tell me that, some people are very uncomfortable with touching themselves. And I'm like, yeah, we should do a show on that. Touching your body, understanding your body, and being able to touch it and caress it and caress your skin and feel good about it and understand that it's not really a dirty thing. It's not at all. You should be able to touch yourself, if not nobody else. That's the problem. We got too many people touching other folk that don't want to be touched. Touch your damn self. That's what I'm saying. I think people would probably be a whole lot more calm and relaxed if they masturbated like once a day. That's all I'm saying. You get your good climax in, if you're not fucking, you get your good climax in once a day. You probably you have some people who start their day off with masturbation. And it's a great way to get to sleep. You have some people that go to sleep masturbating, right? So you get your good nut on, you get your good jerk off, and go right on to sleep. And you will sleep very good, is what I'm saying. And they say masturbation happens as early as in the womb. Did you know that? Yes. They've seen it in utero. They have seen inside there that little person stimulating themselves. Isn't that is really like, wow. The fact that we even know that science is so advanced that we can even see that at this point. So it does happen. And so when does masturbation begin? Please, it begins then. You have kids that find their genitalia and they start feeling wet and they want to know what it's like, and we become an adult. I think the problem is that our body images, our body image, or the way we see our bodies and the way we feel about our bodies is so sex negative. And I think that's why so many people have such like negative experiences with sexuality altogether, right? Because masturbation for a lot of people is like their initial experience with sexuality for a lot of people and with sexual pleasure. And if that is seen as a negative thing, then imagine what comes behind that when it comes to sexually or sexuality related issues or behaviors. We really need to take on a more positive outlook when it comes to sex, but when it comes to sexuality, because there's so much more to sexuality than the physical act of sex. Okay, and masturbation is just one tiny percentage of that. There's so much more to that. And that's why I tell people I'm a sexuality educator, not a sex educator, but a sexuality educator, because that's a much more diverse and broad term than just talking about the physical act of sex. Okay, so I have talked myself to death. It is midnight and I'm ready to go. So first I'm going to say goodbye to Periscope. And hopefully I'll be able to get the video on my website and you all can watch it. However, well, of course you can watch it as many times as you want while it's up on Periscope. But hopefully I'll be able to upload it on my website. So I will see you all later, of course.